Hello viewers, Tim Paul here with The Huddle, and I'm with Simon Lidzén, CEO of Fast Track. Simon, good to see you again.
Thank you, it's very nice to be here.
Yeah, always good to catch up a busy show like Lisbon. Busy is an apt word. You're always busy at Fast Track, but tell us about Fast Track AI, which has probably kept you busier than anything at the moment.
Yeah, it's been a little bit more busy than usual this year because we have introduced iGaming's first natural language platform for CRM. And there is 3 differentiators that we have done in Fast Track for the last, many years now, but we started off in the very beginning where we introduced the first platform that ran exclusively on real-time data. And the granularity of that real-time data that we take into the platform when working with an operator is very, very large, which creates a lot of opportunity when it comes to technical analysis and be able to evolve your customer model and all of these different things. Second thing is the singularity model, which we introduced a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And the singularity model allows you to create one-to-one experiences at scale. And it's a way of how we evolve the customer model with AI and how you're able to build algorithms for one-to-one experiences in the platform. It sounds complicated, but it's not actually. It's a drag and drop interface when you're using it. And apart from that, Fast Track has always been iGaming focused. It's a native iGaming solution. So everyone that you speak to at Fast Track and work with would be previous operators that joined the force and working from Fast Track's perspective to service the clients and whatnot. So now when we're introducing Fast Track AI, which is the iGaming's first natural language platform for CRM, we're putting a blanket on top of everything that has been built already, and you can essentially talk directly to the system, just like you do with ChatGPT, and you can do pretty much anything. We are leading with this idea now of imagination, that being the only limitation to what you can do. And we've been running demos all day. It's been packed at the stand. Everyone has been super excited. And people get really whoa, this is a step change. And how work flows around how we work in operations and how we can elevate the customer experience, how all of these different things, everything changes now because you can write whatever you want into a chat box and you can get it to orchestrate entire CRM plans, build personalized sportsbook campaigns, to doing technical analysis on your CRM.
It's certainly a significant development, and when we talk about AI in the industry, I myself, I don't want to sound like a total beginner, because when we first started talking about it sort of mainstream, I guess, a couple of years ago, I might joke that one day I'll be replaced by AI. I still might be, but I want to move the conversation on a bit, because AI is not really new anymore. It's very much here and part of what we're doing, and the development you guys have made is kind of showing that.
Yeah. No, I think AI is more relevant than it's ever been. We've been talking about AI in general, I think as businesses in general globally for many, many years now. It obviously became available in a completely new way once ChatGPT got in front of us, and now there is so many different models that you can use from Claude and Anthropic and whatever it might be. But it's still the most relevant conversation that you're going to have, because if you're speaking to all of the biggest operators right now, I was fortunate enough to do a panel on the super stage today, and it included some of the biggest brands in the world, it was Flutter, it was Batson, it was Supergroup, and a couple of other, and Betfred, and the CEOs from those companies, and all of them said the same thing. The biggest thing that they're looking at from an AI perspective right now is how they're going to change the workflows inside the organization. So it's more relevant and more in time than ever. And Fast Track AI, I'm proud that we are going to lead the space in terms of coming out with the first product in this, and the capabilities. Just feels like everything is coming together. It feels like all of the vision and ideas that we have had as operators and as from our perspective, but especially from our partners' perspective, on what they wanted to achieve with the customer experience and all of that. I feel we're just taking these really big steps in the right direction right now and creating these new capabilities, yeah.
In terms of the challenges of AI, specifically for CRM, what are the biggest challenges and how are you overcoming them?
I think the biggest challenges, from now my read in within the next 12 months, is that I think a lot of organizations are still catching up when it comes to the information architecture, the ability to send real-time data and do these type of things. So whether they are a client of Fast Track today or not, I think data quality is going to be a massive topic on the agenda. So organizations are going to look at, all right, what state is my data in right now? How available and accessible is that for the organization in different directions, whether it be for a Fast Track or something else? And then we're going to discuss, how is the data quality in that? Because when you put AI on top of something like this, it's immensely powerful, but it's going to use the source that you give it. So if the data is not correct, or if the data is lacking certain data points, it suddenly moves the conversation back to the quality of data and the availability of data, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, so it's almost kind of like doing your homework. You've got to put in the right quality data. You've got to do the right, essentially, prep, and then you'll get better results from AI, from programming, from the system.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And the second piece, I think, is going to be around the organizational cultures. If you're looking at pretty much hands down to all of the different operators that have been growing really fast over the last couple of years, and including some of that big operators that I mentioned previously, all of them have, and I learned that today, and I've learned that by speaking to them in the past as well, is just they have very clear similar mindsets to how they approach growth, and it's a very culturally aware way where they are being very transparent. They're encouraging collaboration. They hire people that are truly passionate about what they're doing, that are have a very strong work ethic in terms of who's really in it to win it. And I think that is something that I can see pretty much everywhere right now. Is if you're leaning in, if you're ready to adapt to change, if you're all of these different things, you have such an upper hand on everything else, and that is probably going to be the biggest accelerator for the business over the next couple of years. Yeah.
A final topic to look ahead, and your last answer was very much focused on growth and collaboration and that kind of thing. How exciting, part A, how exciting, but part B, what exactly are the developments that what are the future use cases essentially for AI in CRM and in iGaming? What could be around the corner that, could change everything?
No, but I mean, just in front of us right now, the first thing that is going to happen is that we're going to do, the workflows will be reimagined in terms of how we work with CRM today. And the CRM, all of the artists out there that are exceptionally talented in the CRM space and the casino space and so on, they are going to be wielded with this superpower where they are able to be 50, 60, 70x times what they've ever been able to do before, because they can just unlock kind of this going from A to B in such a speedy way. And I think then when it comes to the consumer behavior and how other things are going to change, we're going to see customer experiences being evolved. We're going to see a massive leap in how we're targeting and how relevant we are. And I think we have agreed, everyone in the universe right now has agreed that loyalty currently defined by relevance. So it's not about doing more and more and so on. It's about being more relevant in every single step in communication and experience that you create. So it's natural to think that that's going to happen. But I think even with vibe coding, with a lot of the AI technologies that are around us right now, it's fair to assume that gaming experiences and consumer behavior is going to change, and the capabilities on shipping new content and doing new things will change. So I think it's a very exciting couple of years that are going to be ahead of us, and we're going to see a lot of innovation in many different places.
Yeah, I think change is the key word that you mentioned there, and I think from what you're saying, those who are most open to change, they're going to be the winners.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Well, Simon, thanks very much for your time. Good luck with everything, especially all the visits, the busy time of the show, and I'm sure we'll catch up again soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.